December 9, Tuesday, December 9. And our title is Haunted by the Past. Haunted by the Past. Sorry. We are going to read Joshua chapter 22 and verses 13 to verses 15. And we'll also read Numbers 25. And why do the Israelites choose Phinehas as the head of the delegation to the 2.5 tribes? Why? So we are going to read Joshua chapter 22 and verses 13 to 15 again. And by now, in the light of Numbers 25, what do these Israelites choose Phinehas as the head of the delegation to the 2.5 tribes? So Joshua chapter 22 and verses 13 to 15 says, Then the children of Israel sent Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the priest, to the children of Reuben, to the children of Gad, and to the half tribe of Manasseh into the land of Gilead. And with him 10 rulers, 1 ruler each from the chief house of the tribe of Israel, and each one was the head of the house of his father among the divisions of Israel. Then they came to the children of Reuben, to the children of Gad, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, to the land of Gilead, and they spoke with them, saying, okay, so we are also going to read Numbers chapter 25. Numbers chapter 25. Numbers chapter 25 here says, Now Israel remained in Acacia Grove, and the people began to commit harlotry with the woman of Moab. They invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. So Israel was joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel. Then the Lord said to Moses, Take all the leaders of people and hang the offenders before the Lord out in the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. So Moses said to the judges of Israel, Every one of you kill these men who were joined to Baal of Peor. Verse 6, And indeed one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of the meeting. And verse 7, Now when Phinehas the son of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And verses 8, he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. Verses 9, and those who died in the plague were 24,000. And verses 10, Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phinehas the son of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal among them, so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. Therefore say, Behold, I give him my covenant of peace. 13, And it shall be to him and his descendants after his covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the children of Israel. And verses 14, Now the name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman was Zimri, the son of Salu, a leader of father's house among the Simeonites. Verse 15, And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi, the daughter of Zar. He was head of the people of the father's house in Midian. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Harass the Midianites and attack them, For they harassed you with their schemes, by which they seduced you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosby, the daughter of a leader of Midian, their sister, who was killed in the day of the plague because of Peor. And that was Numbers 25. So we need to be asking ourselves, why do the Israelites choose Phinehas as the head of the delegation to the 2.5 tribes? So before giving the full credit to the rumors of what might be perceived as a declaration of independence, the 9.5 tribes labeled twice as the sons of Israel sent a delegation to clarify the intent and the meaning of the altar. The delegation consisted of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the high priest, who would succeed Eleazar after his death. And we can see that in Joshua chapter 22, Joshua chapter 34, and 24 and verses 33. Joshua chapter 34 and verses 33. What does it tell us here? Joshua chapter 34. Joshua chapter 24 and verses 33. Joshua chapter 24 and verses 33, which says, and Eleazar the son of Aaron died. They buried him in a hill belonging to Phinehas his son, which was given to him in the mountains of Ephraim. So Phinehas already has gained some visibility as the priest who put an end to the debauchery of Israel at Baal Peor. And we saw that in Numbers chapter 25. Now when Phinehas the son of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through the man of Israel and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. And we saw that in Numbers chapter 25 and verses 7 and verses 8. So Phinehas surely had some influence. The other emissaries were representatives of the 9.5 tribes west of the Jordan, each being the head of a tribal family, literally the head of his father's house, within the clans of Israel. The delegation opens the indictment of sacrilege and rebellion with the official prophetic formula that says, the distinction here is that it is not the Lord speaking, but the whole congregation of the Lord. And we can see that in Joshua chapter 22 and verses 16. Joshua chapter 22 and verses 16, which said, thus says the whole congregation of the Lord, what treasury is this that you have committed against the God of Israel, to turn away this day from following the Lord in the land you have built for yourselves an altar, that you might rebel this day against the Lord? So they launched the accusation that Israel committed trespass, treachery, and rebellion. The term trespass is the same Hebrew word that was used to describe Achan sin, and we can see that in Joshua chapter 7 and verses 1. Joshua chapter 7 verses 1, which says, but the children of Israel committed a trespass regarding the accursed things. For Achan the son of Chemai, the son of Zebdi, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, took the accursed things, so the anger of the Lord burned against the children of Israel. And so here they launched the accusation that Israel committed trespass, treachery, or rebellion. The term trespass is the same Hebrew word that was used to describe Achan sin in Joshua chapter 7 verse 1 and Leviticus chapter 5 and verses 15. Leviticus 5:15 says, if a person commits a trespass and sins unintentionally unintentionally in regard to the holy things of the Lord, then he shall bring to the Lord as his trespass offerings a ram without blemish from the flocks, which your valuation is shekels of silver according to the shekel of the sanctuary as a trespass offering. Let us also see Leviticus chapter 6. Leviticus chapter 6 and verses 2, which says, if a person sins or commits a trespass against the Lord by lying to his neighbor about what was delivered to him for safekeeping, or about pledge, or about a robbery, or if he has extorted from his neighbor. And let us also read Numbers chapter 5 and verses 6 and verses 12. Numbers chapter 5 verses 6 and verses 12 says, speak to the children of Israel when a man or woman commits any sin that men commit in the faithfulness against the Lord, and that person is guilty. And verses 12, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, if any man's wife goes astray and behaves unfaithfully toward him. Okay, that was Numbers chapter 5 verses 6 and verses 12. And so the examples of Achan and Baal Peor serve as precedents, one for treachery and the other for rebellion. They also express the fear of the 9.5 tribes that act of building an authorized altar, which lead to apostasy, idolatry, and immorality, which will incur the wrath of the Lord upon the entire nation. And our big question for Tuesday, December 9 is, we all have negative experiences from the past that will shape the way we deal with similar incidences in the future. How can God's grace help to ensure that the tragedies of our past do not determine the way we treat our neighbors in the present? I will repeat. We all have negative experiences from the past that will shape the way we deal with similar incidences in the future. And how can God's grace help us to ensure that the tragedies of our past do not determine the way we treat our neighbors in the present? And that brings us to the end of Tuesday, December 9. Tuesday, December 9. And remember, our title was Haunted by the Past. Haunted by the Past. Thank you for watching, and stay with us for Wednesday, December 10. Wednesday, December 10.